So, one thing that people are talking about other than this current pandemic is the Stranger Than Fiction Netflix docuseries Tiger King, which basically revolves around the polarizing characters, the critically acclaimed country singer Joe Exotic and the Mother Teresa of tigers Carole Baskin. However, in this series, one plot point that grabs the attention of majority of the viewers is the mysterious disappearance of Carole's millionaire husband Don Lewis and what role did Carole actually had in it. So Don met Carole in the year 1980, where she entered in his car on his insistence and eventually slept with him that night. Don was the father of four and left his wife for Carole. They married a year later with an age difference of 22 years. However, things turned rocky in 1997, where Don was contemplating divorce. In fact, this was the same year that Don filed for a domestic violence injunction in which he claimed that Carole actually threatened to kill him and hid his gun while she possessed a gun herself. With that being said, let's get into the theories about what happened to Don Lewis. So, the first basic theory would be that Don went to Costa Rica, where he was known to have extramarital affairs and settled there, abandoning everything we had with Carole just the way he did with his first wife. Although this theory would be reasonably be disputed as none of Don's credit cards had been used post his disappearance. The second theory is that Don died in a plane crash. So, Don possessed many small planes, but according to Carole, he did not have a valid license and had actually had a few crashes. She also said that he flew the plane at a height where he was avoided being detected by radar. If that holds true, then he may have crashed on his way or wherever he was traveling. The third and the most pertinent theory is that Carole killed her own husband. This theory seemed very convincing to many viewers as there was a clear motive to do so. Don, prior to his disappearance, was getting ready to file for a divorce, which could have meant that Carole would be left with nothing and would lose her animal sanctuary. Thus, getting rid of Don would give her the sole control of the sanctuary as well as inheriting his millions. Moreover, at the night of Don's disappearance, Carole actually went to buy cat's milk for tigers at 3 am at night, which is extremely sketchy as it is unlikely that any 24-hour stores are open in the 1997, and also why couldn't she have bought the milk the next day? Regardless, her car broke down and later she ran to her brother. What most are speculating with regard to this is that Carole during this time actually hid Don's body and planted his van in a nearby airport to make it seem that Don flew off in one of his planes. People also considered that Carole fed Don to her tigers, as Joe told in one of the episodes that bones completely dissolve in a tiger's stomach. Another reason why this theory seems so compelling is that Carole apparently made herself the power of attorney in Don's will, which shall not be affected in case of disappearance. This seemed really odd as people usually write in case of death in someone's will instead of disappearance, and how would Carole even know if he would disappear under any circumstance? Now, this theory is also fueled by the fact that Carole's ex-husband had filed a restraining order against her, in which he said that on asking Carole what happens if Don shows up again, she responded by saying that dead bodies cannot talk, which is insane and quite shady. She also has declined for a polygraph test to prove her innocence in the year 2011. Regardless, guys, one of these three outcomes are what most likely happened to Don Lewis with respect to his disappearance. And even though I do think that Carole had a role in her husband's disappearance, we should keep in mind that there are always two sides to a story and that one is considered innocent unless proven guilty. Also, you should check out Carole's refuting these claims in her website bigcatrescue.org. Anyways, comment down below what you think happened to Don, and if you like the video, subscribe for more such content.